Very good morning, Abhinandan, Namaskar or Jai Hind. It's a privilege actually sitting in front of the bright young mind who will be shouldering the responsibility of the nation in times to come. So all the best to all of you. And mirages of memory. If I go back to this topic, I read a quote long time back, but it's stuck in my mind. इस धरा पे धरा का धरा रह जाऊंगा, तेरा मेरा कुछ नहीं, सब यहीं मिट्टी में मिल जाएगा. You are all that bubble, क्षण भंगुर. We really don't know how long we'll live, but we have imagined that this is our permanent residency. यही मिराज है, यही मृत तृष्णा है. This is what we call Maya. And to put it simply, when we say mirage, it evokes a feeling of elusiveness, enigma, what we call an illusion of memory which is actually fading. And to put it simply, you can also say, जो दिखता है वो होता नहीं है, और जो होता है वो दिखता नहीं है. And coming to memory, life is a series of moments, and in every moment, whatever decision we take, it shapes our journey. So every action, reaction, or response, whether a good decision, bad decision, or no decision at all, but every outcome gets recorded in our bank memory. And whenever later we have to recall, because with passage of time it fades away, it becomes blur. And when we recall it for a similar incident, there is a lot of disruption in what we had conceived and what we have. So this distortion always leads to discomfort, it always leads to disillusion, and we have ambiguity. But if you see the interplay between the memory and the mirage, or the illusion and the outside world, the creator of it is Mr. Mind. He's the curator, he's the content writer, he's the director, he's the script writer, he's also doing the action. He's the most important man who's interlating or interplaying the difference between the mirage and the memory. So we have to take good care of him, because if you don't feed him well, he has the power of creating as well as destroying. He is the preserver.
और कहते हैं कि इसमें इतनी ताकत होती है कि हम सबकी जिंदगी को इसकी दिशा और दशा बदल सकती है. That is the power mind has. So we have to be really very careful what we feed to it and how we nurture this thing. So but the question basically comes is, why am I here? I am not an expert in either of these, but definitely in my 30 years of career, it's the experiences which I have gone through. I am going to share those experiences and highlight the importance of hope, the manifestation, what power it has, a vibration which is set today, how far it goes and how quick it comes back. That is what I'm going to share with you through my experiences. So cut to scene 1. Basically somewhere in 1983 when I was in class 6, I saw young dashing naval officers in white uniform. And that set the tone. I started dreaming, I have to join National Defense Academy, I have to become an officer like them. 6 years later, class 12th, watching a TV serial, another set of dreams starts coming in. I want to be a Fauji, an army cadet, a camouflaged donned, a commando, and probably be on the front line, do a job which is much bigger than myself for the nation. So with these dreams, and कहते हैं ना, किसी चीज को आप शिद्दत से चाहो, पूरी कायनात उसको मुकम्मल करने में जुट जाती है. And that is what it happened. After class 12th from KV Kochi, I joined National Defense Academy in the summer of 89 as a 82nd course. And from there on, I joined as an army cadet. But my brother, my dad, they were also in Navy, so they expressed their deep desire, why don't you shift to Navy? I was hesitant, but I gave a good shot. Dutifully, I applied for it in my second semester, failed. I enjoyed that failure first time. But coming to 6th term, there is a vacancy which gets created for Navy, and I am shifted from Army cadet to Navy cadet without even asking. And imagine, I pass out in 92, and I don the same white uniform in 93, that is after a decade what had impressed me in 83. So that is the power of dream. And that is why everyone keeps telling, please dream big. Don't hesitate in at least dreaming. You are setting the tone in the environment with your vibrations. But there were few other dreams which had to be fulfilled. Becoming a commando, donning a camouflage. Now I had switched over from camouflage dress of army to white uniform. So those dreams still remained. It took next 7 long years, testing my patience, testing my passion, testing my perseverance to achieve my ultimate game of becoming a commando. But life also had its own milestones. During that intense period of 7 years, I got socially promoted as a husband in 96. I got socially promoted as a father in 97. Now imagine doing a physically arduous course with 2 ladies looking up to you. But that was a godsend. It was their encouragement, their motivation, which basically kept fueling my desire to achieve that ultimate goal. And I did. In 1999, I managed to complete the 2-year-long rigorous course and became a Marine Commando and wore the camouflage dress. So hats off to the 2 ladies who kept along with me, because I was shifting from places to places for my various training across the country. So that was the dream number 3 and 4. And once I became a Marine Commando, I was basically assigned a task. So I was in a CI operation in 2000. And somewhere in April, a strange thing happened. I started having a premonition that I am in a gunfight and I'll get hit by a stray bullet. I thought it was just a dream, but reality had its own ways of unfolding. And come 3rd May 2000, within 10 days, I am in a gun battle and I get wounded, and I get critically wounded. The grenades had actually punctured through and through. They had pierced through my lungs, through my heart, through my arm, and through the chest. So it was like whenever there was an X-ray, it was a Christmas tree blooming inside my chest. With all those things, I finally reached the operation theater. And the on-duty pediatric surgeon who operated me, he later told me, Ki, you persisted. Despite being in anesthesia, you were unconscious. Despite that, you persisted, and in a way you were always telling me, sir, carry on. Please continue the operation. And I survived. But that battlefield, when I got hit, it was actually, the battlefield got blurred with pain. It was a hazy darkness. I was more unconscious than consciousness. But he could resurrect me. It took almost 2 years thereafter to nurse my entire trauma, entire injuries, and a paralyzed hand. So it took that journey almost. But at the end of it, I lost a lot of things. Basically, during the pericardiectomy, I had gone through that. The lobectomy was done. And thereafter, I had the bone grafted from hip onto my arm. So there was a lot of reshuffling which had happened inside my body. और बोलते हैं ना, जब भगवान देता है तो छप्पर फाड़ के देता है. Though I had a premonition in which I was actually consulting or negotiating with the fate that, okay, if I get hit, please take the arm. Don't hit my head or don't hit my body or legs so that I am mobile. So imagine वही जब भगवान ने दिया तो छप्पर फाड़ के दिया. But it was a great sense of, I'll say, victory of getting revived. That josh, that zunoon, that enthusiasm never died to survive. That continued. And probably that is why, or probably as destiny believer I am, I had to be with you, in front of you, and that is what has probably brought me here. So it was a great experience. But imagine, that was not the end of it. Move to scene 4, 2018, 18 years after this particular incident. I am diagnosed with cancer. And my doctor came a little disturbed. He had operated me 2-3 times more also. So though he came back to me and he said, Ki, Varun, I need to tell you something. Please go ahead. Bolta, you have this. You have a tumor which has to be amputated. So I asked him what is the good and the bad and the best option. He said, Ki, it has to be amputated in any way. I said, it's okay, sir. I don't have a right lung. I'll not have a left kidney. I think so the balance will be maintained and then my body can be straight and symmetrical. He could laugh, but I could see the tension in him. But that tension was not only with him. Those 2 nights were horrible for me. It was our anniversary with every one of my unit, they were there, and this news was broken. That evening passed away, but those next 2 nights were horrible, horrendous. It appeared to me as if I'm just sinking in a dark abyss, sinkhole without any end. It took some time. The dreading thoughts, illusions, what is going to happen? How long will I live? What will be the precautions? What will happen to my wife? What will happen to my kids? Oh, it was amazing. Plethora of doubtful illusions and mostly negative. And I keep telling, the physical injury of bullet was much simpler. Though it had physical distortions, it had physical agony. But the mental torture, the mental tension, which a mental agony gives, that is difficult to bear. There you'll be nursed. Here you're fighting your own battles. It is your mind which has to be curated accordingly to give you that will to fight and survive. And a little smile, this I keep telling, was godsend. I faked my smile in those 2 nights when I was not knowing where I'm going, where am I heading. A fake smile was all, I don't know from where it came, but it came. And that little smile changed the entire thing. It rejuvenated my entire body. I kept that smile till I actually started smiling. And then the whole body got rejuvenated. 3rd day, I was just like a young boy, still going through all the misery, but it was not hurting me. I got operated. Thereafter, I did many of other operations, and I was back in this place. So, aim of telling all this thing is, the power lies with you. We are all stimulus. It's simply like if I put an elephant in this room, we all will have different reaction to it. The stimulus is same, but reactions will be different, and that will be basically covered. What are your perceptions about a particular thing, as the MC initially told. So I'll tell you 2 more very interesting things and very contrasting things. Near-death experience. One I had during the grenade splinter injury, wherein I was actually hovering over the operating table and watching myself getting treated by the expert team of medicals. Was it an illusion? Was it a dream? What was it? I really can't comprehend. It's difficult to even tell somebody whether they'll believe, not believe, but doesn't matter. That was my part of, whether it's a fabrication, I really can't put a pin to it, but that was an amazing experience where I'm watching myself getting operated, and doctor finally at later, almost 3-4 years later, he also told me, Varun, with the kind of injury you had come, had you shouted, had you gasped for breath, you would have been not there, because your lung was already punctured totally. So with all that, what I want to basically convey to the youngsters is, it is the mind. It is your positivity, how best vibrations you can send across the whole world. The second near-death experience, it is literally a comedy of errors. You'll remember my name type, Group Captain Varun Singh. He succumbed to his burn injuries from a helo crash on 15th December 21. I was for my regular checkup in a hospital. I switched on the TV, and a lot of obituaries and condolences are coming for me. Back home, my folks are trying to call me just to confirm whether I'm alive or not. Because TV में जो photo आ रही थी, वो मेरी आ रही थी. जो हार पहनाया जा रहा था, वो मुझे पहनाया जा रहा था. And with so many coincidences, Group Captain Varun Singh was from Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, and his father's name was KP Singh, and my father's in-law's name was there. He had 2 kids. He got Shaurya Chakra 3 years back. So many coincidences, and I am now watching, lying on my bed, and people are just praying for me. That was, I don't know, I was not able to laugh, I was not able to feel anything, though I was feeling sad for him. It is a great challenge for you youngsters to actually derive what is correct, what is wrong from the sea of information which is available today. So you have to be a little careful. Please read more than just relying on the reels and the memes. So these are the parts of my journeys. They are multiple, but I'll just stick to this. So primarily to focus, the power which manifestation has, I believe it in completely. And I would urge you, so what does that put responsibility back on you? Think positive, think good. And all your surrounding, if everyone is good, You have to go. I was just talking today, if anybody in your house is grumpy or sad or has some problem, I'm very sure none of you can remain happy. But if the happiness is around, every one of us will feel happy in that environment. So what is in your control? Please exercise that. You'll always have adversities, challenges basically pouncing on you, but the option will always remain with us, whether we want to fight or we want to flight. So use that very wisely. We have gone through the whole myriad of the the memory, the mirage, the illusions, and the power of manifestation. So what brings me to basically say, what is in your control, please use it wisely. Whether it is sangat, whether it is swast, whether it is a smile. If you smile, your whole body, mentally and physically, actually gets rejuvenated. Please exploit all these things. I'll leave you with two beautiful words, the African vocabulary I got. One is Hakuna Matata, very famous word, which means don't worry, just be happy. Don't pull down anyone, just be happy. क्योंकि अगर आप चिंता करोगे, चिंता आपको चिता की तरफ ले जाती है. It's just that nukta, it's just that one dot makes so much of difference, chinta and chita. So please be very careful in what you do. And the other is Ubuntu. It has derived from Ubuntu, but it's a wonderful word. It basically means is, I exist because we all exist. We all coexist. In our isolation, no one can be wherever you are. You need the whole society, whole cosmos, or the whole world to get you all the things what is making us in the present. So please develop that network of friends. Your circle of safety has to be large enough so that wherever you go, you can actually stand tall, feel confident, and feel happy about it. And last but not the least, gratitude. If we are here today, let's feel that gratitude. Let's be grateful to that somebody that we are here today. And be happy, be healthy wherever you are, and you will emanate the same thing. You will emanate those vibrations to your friends, to your families, who make this world even more better. So thank you so much for being such a wonderful audience, and God bless, stay healthy, stay happy, and Jai Hind. Thank you.